I should be starting the Milestone Compendium omnibus soon. Oh, hey, did you guys see on HBO Max? They have a documentary about Milestone Comics.
Oh, did they really? Oh,
Yeah.
no, they do. I heard about that. I was watching somebody live streaming talking about it. I forgot who it was.
I'm looking forward to checking that out.
I watched the first episode of Pennyworth today, the Alfred Pennyworth show. It's pretty good. I liked it. It's pretty good. I think you could call the main character any other name, and it works just as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of the appeal of it, is it's not tied into a bunch of Gotham City Batman stuff. The only two names you know are Alfred and Thomas Wayne.
Maybe that's why they I guess they felt that it's not getting its ratings, because now it's like Alfred Pennyworth, the origin of Batman, or something like
that. Yeah, that's part of the subtitle now, the origin of Batman's butler, or something like that. But
have you ever watched Beavis and Butthead? Yes, never. I have. We stopped watching Beavis and Butthead for a while, me and Gail, because we put it on when Ashley was a baby. And then when she was playing one day, TV's not on, but she's sitting there going, and we realized she was doing the Beavis. And we're like, okay, maybe we don't watch this with a baby in the room.
I used to work with a guy, and every shift we worked, he'd always find some way to bring up the Great Corn Julio. Every shift without fail.
They brought that TV show back. It's on Paramount Plus, and it is funny AF. It really is. I have been enjoying the Beavis and the Buttheads. Did you see the movie, the one that they put out earlier this year?
I haven't seen any of the Beavis and Buttheads. I was never a Beavis and Butthead watcher.
There is a section of that movie that my jaw just dropped on how freaking funny I thought it was. They get into a school, modern day classroom, and all of the wokesters start yelling at them about, you just have your white male privilege, and they're like, oh, really? We do?
I did see that clip.
They go about just enforcing their own white privilege.
I did see that clip. That was pretty amusing.
I thought that was freaking
that's awesome.
That shit crazy funny. Yeah, but it's kind of funny because I think Beavis and Butthead is, you got to be really smart to write comedy that dumb that says something. Mm-hmm. And Beavis and Butthead often did and does. That's one of the things that was missed about Beavis and Butthead. I'm not, by the way, praising Beavis and Butthead as the best of anything. It was just an entertaining show. Although Beavis and Butthead Does America, that was incredibly intelligent and fun. But on the other side, you had King of the Hill, which once again, the writing on King of the Hill is freaking awesome. And yeah, I've been walking around. I walk around. That boy just ain't right a lot.
I've never seen King of the Hill, but I have enough friends that watch it, and I see enough memes of it on Twitter that I feel like I've seen at least a season's worth. I love the one where he's got the sign on the door. The dad's like, now, kid, you know that's not right. Those kids can't read that sign. I love that. I love that so much.
I think even South Park guys gave them props for their show. Speaking of which, Trey Parker ripped Biden recently, so now they come for South Park. Yeah. I like South Park as well, and I do like first of all, I will say this before I'm going to talk about something negative about South Park. Simpsons is like up to what, season 30?
Some ungodly high number like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Point being here is that South Park has not earned all of their seasons. Simpsons has. So if South Park ever passes them, screw that. They didn't do it right. Look, I'm serious. Look on the streaming service, wherever they are, and the later seasons will be like 3, 4. There's even a season that's 1 episode.
Oh, wow.
I like bullshit.
Yeah,
if they pass Simpson, I'm good. Yeah, no. You're not going to put out 1 episode and call it a freaking season.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't work.
I hated how Simpsons got rid of Apu. I do, too. I think that was incredibly racist for them to get rid of Apu.
I know. Yeah.
This is classic was it in Hollywood listening to Twitter. Twitter doesn't know what Twitter's dumb. Twitter's filled with stupid people and dumbass people who won't stop arguing with the stupid people.
That's true.
I wish I could.
See a whole lot of intelligent people on Twitter.
Sometimes I just jump in, man, and it's
present company excluded.
Yeah, I hate it because I don't know these people. They're never going to affect my life, but they say something dumb, and I'm
never going to see. Yeah, you're never going to see them face to face. And I guarantee you that if I did meet any of them face to face, our conversation would probably be a whole lot more wholesome or positive or something.
Well, thank you for the super chat, Mr. Glenzer. By the way, I'm up to $17 this month. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Yeah, trying to make it to 100, gangs. Anywho, thank you very much to Glenzer for the super chat. Funnier show, Mad TV and Living Color. RIP SNL.
Yeah.
Obviously, with SNL, it's all. Thank you very much for the super chat. With SNL, everybody knows it's whenever you were a teenager. That's the funniest bit. I got Spinal Tap. Just to give you, that is my SNL. Billy Crystal, Christopher Guest, Martin Short. They did Jim Belushi. What's her name? Yeah. Elaine from Seinfeld was on it.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah, excellent freaking seasons. I remember those. In all honesty, it started with Eddie Murphy and it ended with the worst season of all time, which had Robert Downey Jr., Anthony Michael Hall, and all that. But that's what I consider. My SNL was Billy Crystal and Ed. What's his? The Martin Short stuff and everything. So I loved it. So I might have to go with SNL on for the 3, but you said RIP because let's face it, nowadays it's more political than funny, even though they did politics.
That's true.
I would go with In Living Color. Look, Jim Carrey was, you got to admit, as nuts as he is, freaking funny as hell. Fire Marshal Bill was always funny. If you want to just laugh your freaking ass off, we were talking about him a little earlier. Watch Jim Curry's impersonation of Vanilla Ice. It killed. The one thing though that I can say literally made I was at a girlfriend's house. She was black. I was at a girlfriend's house and they were watching In Living Color. And by the way, yeah, that is a little awkward. But like they were going off on stuff that I was like, okay, yeah, that's kind of funny. But the one that nailed me was what's his name? The conservative dude. I forget their names. But they were in a diner and they were doing this whole diner skit. And this one guy was playing a homeless guy. And out of nowhere, he yells, "I can make a booger talk." Ended me. That ended me. I was like, it was just out of nowhere. And he said, I was like, done. One of the funniest things I ever heard on any TV show is just out of nowhere. And it was like, they all looked at me like, what this boy laughing at. Let's see. SNL was funny up through Eddie Murphy, Martin Short. Let's see.
I watched it up around the Tina Fey, Andy Samberg, Jason Sudeikis years. I got a good laugh out of those.
I watched them, and there was still some stuff. I mean, look, Will Ferrell is hilarious.
Will Ferrell, yeah.
It lost me really when what's his name, Jimmy Fallon was on it. Oh God, can you really think of a less funny guy than Jimmy Fallon? Jimmy
Kimmel.
Yeah, but he wasn't on SNL. But you're right. Yeah. He really needed Adam Carolla to be funny.
Yeah.
He is so wrong about South Park. What about them fucking up the season? That's what I was talking about. I love the show itself. But one episode is a season? Nah, that's cheating. Mad TV I always felt was better than SNL in popular opinion, except for some old shows like those guys Englentine mentioned and Christopher Reeve, where they did the Superman audition. I remember those. That was pretty good. I'll tell you what, you want to see something that made SNL great? Go and find Chevy Chase and Richard Pryor, The Interview. And we always kind of say they would never make this, they would never make that. Go watch that skit. You will laugh, but you will feel so uncomfortable. And you will realize that we were so much more free. And it's also why race relations were better in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s than they were now. Seriously, go check it out. Chevy Chase, Richard Pryor, the interview.
It was pretty funny.
Let's see. Did he In Living Color was better than Mad TV? Says Maranya. I agree, obviously. My SNL, some guy named Norm Macdonald was on talking about Michael Jackson. Yep.
Norm Macdonald's weekend news updates were legendary. I love the weekend updates. That's always my favorite part of SNL, and Norm Macdonald's run of it is awesome.
Well, folks, Late Night Comic starts in 10 minutes. Got to run. Well, have a good stream there, guy.
Yeah, Ash and Vinkman, they're going to be talking about the boys. Like, I think they're doing storylines from the boys comic. So, yeah.
Love the posted UPS guy on Mad TV, LeVar Burton, or no, it was the dude with the voices. It was the voice guy. He does a lot of cartoon voices
Frank.
now.
Yeah, it was Frank something. Wasn't it the guy who does the impressions? Is it Frank?
No, the he's the black guy who does all the freaking voices. I know, right? It's like I see his face, but now he's more famous for his voice work. But he did that UPS guy did one sketch I thought was funny where he accidentally kills somebody and somebody walks in, so he's got to kill him, and then somebody else walks in.
MK has it. Is it Phil Lamar?
Phil Lamar, that's it. Yeah, that was funny as heck. Was Chris Rock the good law? That's a lot of money. I don't remember that. Chris Farley, man. I love that. The one where he's reading the Zagat guide just kills me. He's Adam Sandler sitting there as the old man. I don't know why that tickles me, but it does. Bizarre. It's hard to find the Bigot family skit, and new to you, Benny Hill is barely shown anymore. Joe Piscopo singing Ebony and Ivory. You're as blind as a bat, and I can see. Yeah. Let's see. The Van Dome. We're gonna be living in a van down by the
river.
The video he refers to as the link above. All righty. Good luck, guys. If you haven't seen it before, go watch that skit and you come back and tell me what you thought. ILC was all right. Not as memorable as Mad TV and SNL for me personally. And thank you very much for the super chat, Mr. Larry Kwartowitz. Chris Farley, Phil Hartman era was my favorite. Phil Hartman's brilliant. I'm not going to say was. Phil Hartman is brilliant. Watch any of his stuff. Any of it, including this cookie is so good. Oh, I love these cookies. There's not something I've ever seen Phil Hartman in that I did not think Phil Hartman was a freaking genius. Absolutely. Larry, there's nothing.
Larry says Bob Odenkirk wrote the Van Down by the River sketch with Chris. I've been seeing Bob Odenkirk pop up in shows and stuff, like old shows, not like Breaking Bad.
You didn't even know it.
Didn't even realize he was in there. He was in like Seinfeld, and he was in like How I Met Your Mother. And
because if you look at him young, if you look at him young, he's a leading man. And you could see it like, oh my gosh, Bob Odenkirk was a good looking guy, and he just aged into supporting actor, but as far as Chris Farley's concerned, of course, I liked his bit in the Gap Girls, but for me, it was the movies. I know Beverly Hills Ninja isn't a good movie, but still, I like watching Farley in it. Almost Heroes, by the way, a Western he's in, I think is very underrated, as well as Black Sheep is very underrated. I laughed my ass off at that movie. And of course, we all know Tommy Boy is a fucking classic. There's no debate about Tommy Boy, in my opinion. There's no question. So. There are opinions in the world, but is Tommy Boy good is not one of them. It's either, if you're going to have a debate, is it awesome or is it super awesome? Is it great or incredibly great? Is it funny or knock yourself out funny? Yeah. Let's see. Norm Macdonald crapping on OG Simpson when he was told not to.
That was the best part.
Did you know Bob Odenkirk? Yeah. Let's see. The black multi-voice guy from Police Academy was Michael Winslow. Met him, by the way, at Disney one time. Really good guy. Really good guy. Took some time out for just to talk to a whole bunch of teenagers. Good stuff. Good stuff. Almost here. So amazing. Tommy Boy. David Spade is still crying over Farley's premature death. They work great together.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of Spade's since his stand-up days. I thought it was some funny shit.
David Spade's hilarious still. He did you see his recent stand-up that he did? I think it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
I thought it was low energy, in all honesty.
Yeah, a little bit more than his older stuff, but I still liked it, yeah.
But, yeah, skateboarder guy, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. He was a skateboarder. Go figure. Became, I remember the first movie I saw him in was a Police Academy movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The only true debate is which is better, Tommy Boy or Black Sheep. I don't know. Tommy Boy is in my. I think I'm going to go Tommy Boy on that one. Yeah, Norm. I'll tell you what. I would have loved to have seen Norm Macdonald videotaped himself practicing for a live stand-up, and he knew he should videotape it because he was about to die. He knew this.
Yeah.
And he didn't know if he would make it. I wish I could see that with an audience, you know, because the problem with watching what he's doing, I'm not saying it's not funny, but the thing is when you're when you land a punchline, you might want to pause for the laughter, you know, and it was very much like that. So when he's recording it, he's actually practicing it. So when he lands a punchline, he pauses. So the entire movie, it's very uneven.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. It's his very last special. And it literally is just him rehearsing for the special. So while I'm listening to it, I'm loving watching this guy work. I'm also thinking, I wish we could see this. I wish we could see this as a stand-up special. I think that would have killed. Dana Carvey, the only comic I know with the guts to do brand impersonations. You know, Dana Carvey and David Spade do a live stream now.
Do they really?
They do a podcast where they answer all sorts of questions and such like that. The last one they were asked was outside of your own era of Saturday Night Live, which one would you like to be with? Which one would you like to work with? Dana Carvey mentioned the Will Ferrell years. And David Spade mentioned Year One with Bill Murray and John Belushi and all them. Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. That sounds funny.
Rhaegar saying, watch the interview clip. Not bad. I told you, man. I told you. Let's see. That one scene where he's being dragged by the car made me laugh so hard the first time I saw it. What are we talking about there? Yeah.
You might be talking about Black
because
Sheep.
Liu Kang was that is Beverly Hills Ninja, which look once again bad movie. I find it entertaining. I think Beverly Hills Ninja is the only one that Gail always turns off. Like she won't turn the movie off. She'll just pick up her phone. She'll look at it. But I put on Black Sheep and I put on Tommy Boy, and that's what she's watching. I don't know. Let's see. I feel like Chris Farley in all three of those movies played exactly the same character. Sometimes that happens, man. Think about Harrison Ford and how many times you saw him in a movie that he wasn't Harrison Ford in. Not saying he's never not been Harrison Ford. Regarding Henry is one of the times. But most of the time, the man's Harrison Ford. And my thinking is this. If you were Harrison Ford, when would you not want to be Harrison Ford?
Exactly. Shoot. I mean, I'd want to be Harrison Ford every day.
If you ever wondered, like, are there winners and losers in life? Think about your life. And then think about Harrison Ford. Not your life. And then Harrison, today it seems most comedy in movies is relegated to superhero movies. It does seem that way almost, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of comedy.
I saw a Christmas movie last year that came on Netflix, and it was supposed to be a comedy, and they had too much, like they brought up the whole, isn't Baby It's Cold Outside rapey? Oh, shut up. Can you leave that out?
Every Christmas. It's like clockwork.